You know the worst thing you can do for your microbiome?
What?
Try to have a perfect microbiome. Our body, when we're stressed, is going to take resources away from digestion, right? Rest and digest, fight or flight. So we have to be calm and be able to pipe resources, blood, into all of the vasculature in our gut to absorb nutrients when we eat, which is part of the reason why it's so important that we're chill when we eat. Our current lifestyle of chronic stress very much screws up our ability to both nurture the microbiome, because we create molecules that nurture our microbiome. We're farming my own microbiome too. We're giving it shh, calm down, everything's going to be okay messages when we're chill, and we're sending it everything's on fire messages or
it doesn't work as well. The ecosystem shuts down.
Yeah, we're sending messages of freak out, fire alarm, flush everything out in a period of diarrhea.
Yeah,
because
I felt that. So what can I do to help my microbiome?
So before we started thinking about this through the lens of a farming regenerative model, I would have said you do your best to eat fiber, not be stressed, have good sleep, not poison yourself. Easy, right?
Yeah.
I think that is a little bit disingenuous, because we all have different resources and cost benefit decisions to make. And there's a lot we can do, but it's about having a frame or a lens or a paradigm that helps us not feel totally like we're in decision paralysis, because it's just too depressing. And so the reason I like the regenerative model is that, okay, your microbiome may not be perfect. It's kind of we're all kind of sad little farms. But we do know that if you put the right input in, even if it's over 10 years, 20 years of time, you can bring a farm back to life. You can have the soil restored. There's not a right way to do it. There's a bunch of different ways to introduce animals and water and different kinds of plants. And it maybe looks a little messy, but that diversity allows you to be more and more resilient as perturbations come. So in the context of farms, you're more resilient to drought, or you're more resilient to not needing the kind of fertilizer the farm used to need. And on the human side, it means you're more resilient to going to see family that stresses you out at the holidays. Or taking antibiotics when you need to, right? Or dealing with stressors that come along in our lifetime that we kind of have to deal with, or you just need to go smoke a cigarette and eat some pizza and drink a beer. Fine, totally fair. It's about having resilience to those perturbations and not putting it as a moral failing on your not doing all the right things to make the perfect microbiome. And I think having resilience to perturbation means having that cost benefit thing every day about am I going to give myself some extra fiber? Am I going to give myself a little bit less exposure to ultra processed foods? Am I going to try to do some things that I know help my microbiome circadian rhythm, like sleep cycles and screen time and nervous system patterning? And all of that is contributing to your regenerative farm. And we are taking components of an ecosystem that are actually much healthier than ours, right? Our donors' ecosystems represent a much happier farm in theory.
Okay.
But we're recycling that material back into our ecosystems, or reintroducing some of those nutrients that maybe we lost 2 or 3 generations ago when our grandma wasn't able to get the food or the nutrients she needed, or had to have a C-section to keep the baby healthy, or whatever perturbation hit that matrilineal line, leading to the kind of the place we're at today, which isn't our fault. It just is what it is. And for many, many, many circumstances and people, we need a toolbox to choose from, because every day we're dealing with a different set of resources and stressors and an opportunity to inch in the right direction, even though we don't even know all the time what the right direction is. There's not any one perfect answer, because the point is you're playing a long game.